नमस्कार सभी का। स्वागत है आप सभी का मेरे चैनल में अंजलि मजुमदार यूट्यूब। सो फ्रेंड्स, टुडे आई विल बी discussing a topic from subject economics, and the topic is evaluation of Indian economy. As we are all aware that India had been under the colonial rule or Britishers rule for almost 200 years. But what was the state of India's economy in these 200 years? हम ये भी जानते हैं that there were train lines and communication supports were given to us by Britishers. But have you ever wondered those communication lines or transportations, whatever little much development things they have brought to India, it is only for the purpose or with the objective of exploiting the natural resources of India. Okay, it was not for the intention of bringing development to the common people of India. It was just for the sake of earning more and more profit from India. So what was the state and what was the image of India's economy? So there are certain I will tell you that the state of our economy was dilapidating. There are certain facts which I will produce today, or which I have prepared to justify the points. So let's start the topic: evaluation of Indian economy. India's economy at the independence. Okay, so here 3 bullet points I have mentioned here, very important, that at the time of independence India's literacy was only 17%. Now bacha, what is this literacy rate? Literacy rate, in a very simple language, understand it, try to understand. It is just defined, or you can define it as the percentage of population of a given age group that can read and write, right? That represents that represents literacy rate. And the percentage of population during the independence that was able to read and write was just 17%. Then the second point is life expectancy at birth. So life expectancy rate means it is the measure of average time a human being is expected to live. So during independence it was just 32.5 years. Then in the last point, which is very important, there was no per capita growth in India from the period 1600 to 1870. That represents that there was a stagnant Indian economy was stagnant during that time. See, per capita income, why it is important? Because it is used to determine the amount of money earned per individual in a nation. In a nation, per individual, how much they are earning, it is called per capita income. So this is the background. We had the literacy rate at very lowest, we had the life expectancy very lowest, and there was no growth in per capita income. That represents that India's economy was totally a stagnant economy. So if you have studied history properly, you might have studied about there was a time when India was repeatedly suffering from famines, diseases and epidemics. Why it happened? It was totally the mismanagement of the Britishers administration. They were least bothered about how to give provisioning amount to save the population, to save the subject of the country. They were least bothered. Many times many millions of people died out of this famines and then epidemics, and spread all across the country. So that time the revolutionaries and the political leaders and the industrialists, they were very conscious about how would an independent India's economy would look like. Because they had in mind, ऐसे भी बोला जाता था कि इंडिया सोने की चिड़िया है, right? Why it is said? Because we had abundant of the natural resources of which we are unaware. So we need to take India's economies in our hand, so that we can use, or we can work accordingly to bring prosperity in our economy back. We need to bring the prosperity back. So many debates and discussions were going around during that time among the political leaders, revolutionaries, industries. What should be the step? So very important debate there then comes up. I'm talking about this debate comes up when India becomes independent. Now Britishers have left India, and now it is up to the political leaders of independent India how did they want to see India in coming 10 years, 15 years and 20 years. So the major debate emanates from what should be the prime moving force. Should India go ahead with agriculture or industry to develop, or to bring back its prosperity? So firstly, why can't be the industry? there were certain points I've chalked out, like why we had not chosen industry as our prime moving force. First is no infrastructure sector. Now infrastructure sector includes your power, your transport, your communication. These are the very important and basic things. Then second is your no infrastructure industries. Infrastructure industries, it includes your iron, steel, cement, coal, crude oil refinery and electricity. These all industry comes under infrastructure industries, which were not there in India that time. Then there was no investable capital. See, for establishing an industry you need a handsome amount, you need a huge amount, right? And that time no one was having that amount, no one was willing to put that huge amount to invest for investment purpose. Then there was no skilled labor, and the lastly zero entrepreneurship skill. So entrepreneurship, it is, in a very simple term, it is the process of developing, organizing and running a new business to generate profit while taking financial risk. That means entrepreneurs are those people who are actually developing and organizing, and they're coming up with the new business ideas which is not in the market already. They are coming up with new innovative ideas, and they are running with the risk. If it works, then well and good, you may earn a lot of profit, but if it fails, you're totally on the floor. So these are the basic reasons. You see, China had also faced the same question: what should be the prime moving force? What China did, Republic State of China, what they did, they adopted agriculture as their prime moving force, and whatever the surplus they made out of agriculture, they utilized those agriculture surplus in the next 2-3 decades to convert their agrarian, that means in agriculture based industries, into industrial based economy. So for India, why we have chosen agriculture? Because of the two very strong points, that India had the natural resource of fertile land which was fit for cultivation, and another thing is human capital did not require higher training. That means for agriculture and for this cultivation purpose, we did not need a high intensive training. So these are some of the very strongest points, and the reason we have adopted agriculture as our prime moving force. So this is just the beginning, and I tried to give you a very brief how this Indian economy has evolved. If you have any doubt, please do comment on the comment box and do subscribe my channel. Thank you.